आई होप SWS नाटू नाटू सीरीज से आपको काफी फायदा हो रहा है। अगर फायदा हो रहा है तो यस फायदा हो रहा है लिखो कमेंट सेक्शन में। ओके, एंड वी हैव डन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज बिफोर दिस, वी हैव डन हिस्ट्री सिविक्स बिफोर दिस, मोर टू कम, geography, other subjects will also follow. This video is the second video we are doing on the MOV. पहले वीडियो में we did about 27 MCQs along with some explanations and I hope उससे फायदा हुआ होगा आपको। इस MOV में लास्ट मिनट प्रिपरेशन, रिवीजन, टेस्टिंग बिफोर योर इंग्लिश लिटरेचर एग्जामिनेशन। सो बिफोर वी स्टार्ट, सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल, लाइक करना है लाइक करो, शेयर करना है शेयर करो, करो तो अच्छा रहेगा। ओके, let's start. The questions on MOV. What was not a condition of the bond between Shylock and Antonio? 3000 ducats? Ji haan. Antonio who stands guarantee? Ji haan. 3 months? Ji haan. Admission to the Rialto? Ji no. था क्या? Did he say that मेरे को lifetime membership चाहिए, Rialto का? नहीं चाहिए था. So D is not an option, right? Or rather, is the one that you need to tick mark, right? Also remember, this is a mistake which many of your seniors made last year, that they either wrote the option wrong. So always better that when you are writing the entire thing, because sometimes examiners prefer that you write the entire thing. So you ensure that, you know, C के साथ admission to the Rialto मत लिख देना, then गलत हो जाएगा. So always ensure, double check, especially during the revision time, कि आपने करेक्ट ऑप्शन लिखा है। ओके, वाई कैनॉट पोर्शिया टेल बसानियो विच कास्केट टू चूज? क्यों नहीं बता सकती? क्यों माय लॉर्ड? शी इज बाउंड बाय ओथ नॉट टू रिवील इट। शी वांट्स टू टेस्ट बसानियोज इंटेलिजेंस, की बुद्धि है या नहीं। आई मीन, डज इट डिजर्व टू मैरी मी और नॉट? शी हैज टू कीप अ सीक्रेट, यू नो, शी लव्स टू कीप अ सीक्रेट, तो नहीं बताएगी। ओके, सो करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज, बताओ 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 बताओ, the correct option is A. She is bound by oath not to reveal it. At the beginning of Act 4, that is the trial scene, the Duke speaks to Antonio. How does he feel about Antonio's predicament? Already हमें Act 3 में मालूम है कि Duke ने थोड़ी कोशिश की है, because the Duke is slightly favoring Antonio. लगता है ना आपको? मुझे भी तो ऐसे लगा, right? तो he feels pity for him. He does not care either way. अरे इसका हो गया उसका हो गया, जल्दी से केस खत्म करो, मेरे को जाके लंच करना है। He hopes Antonio is made to pay. You know, इसके ये बहुत अमीर ज्यादा है, इसको थोड़ा पेमेंट करो, मजा आएगा, kind of thing, right? Because nobody likes a success story. But the Duke is not like that. He feels pity for him. At least that's what he says in the beginning of Act 4. पढ़ो, Act 4 के beginning में ड्यूक जी क्या कहते हैं? He says, I'm sorry for thee, which means that he feels pity for him, that you have come to answer a stony adversary. Who is a stony adversary? Mr. Shylock. As Act 4 ends, where does Portia send Nerissa? कहां भेजती है? और Act 4 का मतलब ये Act 4 Scene 2 की बात हो रही है। Back to Belmont, कि तुम बेलमंट जाओ, मैं जरा इधर उधर घूम के आऊंगी। Padua? No. Shylock's house. That's the right option. Option C. In Act 3, who calls Shylock the most impenetrable cur? Now, Shylock को कई बारी कुत्ता बोला गया है पूरे प्ले में, right? In a very insulting manner by all these Christian friends, right? Graciano, ये Act 3 की बात हो रही है, और Act 3 के स्पेसिफिकली कौन से सीन की बात हो रही है? Act 3, Scene 3 की बात हो रही है। Bassanio या Salarino, right? The correct option is C. सलारिनो। कहां बोलते हैं? देख लेते हैं, बिल्कुल एंड ऑफ द पेज में। इट इज द मोस्ट इम्पेनिट्रेबल कर दैट एवर केप्ट विद मेन, सेड बाय सलारिनो। सो इसमें गलती से भी ग्राशियानो लिख के मत आना, ग्राशियानो ने कुछ और बोला था Act 4 कोर्ट सीन के अंदर। There I have another bad match. As per Shylock's words, ये कौन से सीन का लाइन है? लिखो। What was the previous bad match he experienced? Lost his diamond ring, Shylock lent money to Bassanio, or his daughter eloped with a Christian. तो इस लाइन से पहले किस बारे में बात हो रही थी जिसको when he's saying another bad match means that he's already talking about a bad match. The option is C, that his daughter eloped with a Christian. Act 3 Scene 1 की बात हो रही है ये। है ना. Act 3 scene 1 में he says there I have another bad match, a bankrupt, a prodigal. और उससे पहले सलानियों के साथ they are talking about the eloping of Jessica with Lorenzo. Who is the bad match? He refers to now. अभी किसके बारे में बात कर रहा है? Lorenzo, Antonio या Bassanio? The correct option is B, Bassanio. अगला पढ़ो. Which character interrupts the banter between Jessica and Lorenzo in Act 5? In Act 5, Lancelot, Balthazar, or Stefano? The option is C, Stefano. Who does the Duke call into the courtroom after talking to Shylock? Initially he speaks to Antonio, फिर Shylock जी से बात होती है, उसके बाद बोलते हैं उनको बुलाओ. किनको बुलाता है? Bellario, Balthazar या Portia? He calls Bellario. He doesn't call Balthazar. He doesn't call Portia. He calls Bellario. Right? पढ़ना है? मालूम है? पढ़ लें. हमेशा रेफर करो. मैं तो बुक को बार बार पढ़ने की हिदायत हमेशा दूंगा. That you should read. Upon my power, I may dismiss this court unless Bellario, learned doctor whom I have sent to determine this, come here today. Right? So he says he's basically asking for Bellario. Okay, maybe calling के बजाय asking for would have been a better word to use out here. Right? और उसको बोलते हैं मैसेंजर आया है तो बोलता है मैसेंजर को बुलाओ. Okay, तो उसमें कंफ्यूज मत होना. तो I would say call, ask may be a better option. As Antonio prepares his bosom for cutting, what does he hold on to? The Bible, Shylock's bond, या Bassanio's hand? He says, Bassanio, give me your hand. Option C is the correct one. Which of the following statements is not true? Antonio supported Shylock's money lending practice. Shylock disliked the Christians. ये तो सही है. Not true की बात हो रही है, और जब भी not आए ज्यादा केयरफुल रहो. Antonio disliked Shylock's money lending practice. Which of them is not true? The correct option is A. Antonio supported Shylock's money lending practice. That is not true. Which Greek mythological figure is probably being alluded to by Bassanio when he says, so are those crisp, snaky, golden locks? Act 3? जी हाँ. Scene 2, Medusa, Hercules या Midas? The correct answer is Medusa, and उसके लिए मैंने explanation डाला है because it's not there in most of the books. Medusa was once a beautiful young girl who was turned into a monster. Her beautiful hair became like snakes and she looked horrible, and looking at her turned men into stone. So that's what is possibly the reference to when Bassanio says something like that. इसको देख लो, स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो. Jessica tells Lorenzo that Lancelot and I are out. What does it mean? That they have quarreled, that they plan to go out, or they are plotting against Shylock, right? कहां से है? Act 3 से, right? Act 3 scene 5, I think, right? So he says, Jessica says, no, you need not fear us, Lorenzo. Lancelot and I are out, which means that we have quarreled. It does not mean that we are going out somewhere. हम दोनों डेट पे निकल रहे हैं नहीं कह रही है. Okay. What special deed of gift does Nerissa give to Lorenzo at the end of the play? The news that Shylock had forgiven Lorenzo and Jessica for eloping. जी नहीं. The news that Shylock had agreed to become a Christian. जी नहीं. The bond signed by Shylock making Lorenzo heir to all his wealth. जी हाँ. Option C को लॉक किया जाए. Why does Portia ask for Bassanio's ring? She wants to check her husband's loyalty, she wants a fee for her legal help, or she likes the ring. What is the option? बताओ, मैं सब नहीं बताऊंगा. 15th का बताओ. A, B, C. A. Why does Antonio ask Bassanio to give the ring to the lawyer? The lawyer deserves the ring to upset Portia. अरे रे, कहां गया? To check Bassanio's loyalty, right? The correct option is A. The lawyer deserves the ring. That's what Antonio says to Bassanio, right? The Duke cannot deny the course of the law because it will adversely affect the trade in Venice. It will make the Duke unpopular. it will help Shylock escape? Easy. Option A, 17th A. What does Graciano offer Shylock after the latter has lost his property and case? Bond papers, scales, or rope? He offers him a rope to hang himself with. In Act 5, Lorenzo says, fair ladies, you drop manna. In the Old Testament, what does manna actually mean? We say, manna from heaven. Was it referring to food? Was it referring to water? Or was it referring to clothes? The correct option is A, food. This is towards the end of the play. I think the last page. Why does Portia suggest that Bassanio should delay choosing the casket? She's afraid Bassanio would choose the wrong casket. She wants to tell Bassanio which casket to choose, or she wants to tell Bassanio which caskets Morocco and Aragon ने choose किए थे Act 2, Scene 7 and Scene 8 में, ताकि मैं बता दूं तो वो दोनों casket को तुम choose मत करना. The correct option is A, that she's afraid that Bassanio may choose the wrong casket. Act 3, Scene 2 के बिल्कुल पहले passage में ये वाला sentence है. What cheers up Shylock after hearing of his daughter's theft? Antonio's financial ruin, news of Jessica's death, Bassanio's financial ruin. The correct option is A, Antonio's financial ruin. Which poet's name is mentioned in the play who could draw trees, stones, and floods? This is from Act 5, Scene 1. Orpheus, Milton, or was it William Wordsworth? The correct option is A, Orpheus. Which of the following does not justify the idea of Portia being an ideal wife? She cares for Bassanio's reputation as a wife. That's fine. She actively participates in saving Antonio. That's fine, because his friend, and for the sake of friendship, she would do that. She shows affection for Bassanio. Again, wife. She's adamant about adhering to her father's will. Now, this shows her love and respect for what her father had said before he passed away. So, this is not fitting in with what the question is saying. Justify the idea of Portia being an ideal wife. So, option D is the appropriate option out here. I shall look the finer fellow of the two. Who are the two referred to out here? ये तो बहुत easy है यार. ये तो मेरे को बताने की जरूरत भी नहीं. The correct option is B, Portia and Nerissa. Right? Act 3, Scene 4. Last question. Bassanio is calm and composed in Act 4 while Graciano is talkative. So Graciano can be termed as Bassanio. ये एक pre-board paper में मिला मेरे को. I found it interesting, so इसलिए मैंने include किया इसमें. यहाँ पर duplicate, foil या rival. Foil का मतलब है, as someone who is opposite. So not in the sense of a rival, but as someone who is kind of counterbalancing him in the sense. So he is calm and composed in Act 4, while Graciano बातूनी है, बक करता रहता है, right? So the two are it's like chalk and cheese kind of a thing. So he is like a foil to Bassanio. So option B is the right one. I hope फायदा हुआ, confidence आया एग्जाम से पहले, right? और ऐसे क्वेश्चन चाहिए, please even at this stage look at the SWS test papers. और ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस हैं ताकि आपकी और अच्छी प्रैक्टिस हो सके before the examination, so that you go into the examination hall feeling absolutely 125% confident. You should not go with 79% confidence, right? That's very important. Self-confidence always plays a major role in how you actually perform in an examination. Okay, all the best to each one of you. Tata, bye bye, God bless you.